Designing knits. In the next few selections, you see how patterned knits are created based on carefully thought-out technical design plans. A specialized form of knit, referred to as jacquard, can be produced when needles are manipulated independently, as yarn and color are introduced. Fabricated on machines set up for a single or a double set of needles, this form of knit affords designers the freedom to create complex patterns and intricate motifs. During the planning phase, artistic talents merge with technical knowledge of how machines actually knit. Before imagination takes hold, questions that influence the design and use are asked first. What is the target market for this product and application? Will the fabric be used for outerwear, intimate apparel, sports, or casual wear? Will the garment be worn by women, men, juniors, or children? What kind of motifs might be appropriate for the audience and end use? Once the desired outcome has been identified, plans can begin for how the fabric will be produced. The first thing to consider is construction. How does the fabric need to be structured to perform well and present the right look? Does it need to be stable or stretch? Should it have texture or be smooth? The second factor to consider is the content of the fabric and what combinations of yarn or fiber types might be used to alter performance or effect. For instance, you can produce exercise garments requiring a fabric that can have more stretch and better recovery by adding 5% spandex to a fabric that is initially 100% cotton. Different colored yarns or fibers can be combined to produce design and color effect. The third factor influencing design is how colors are used. Once the basic pattern is established, the colors of the basic fabric can be altered. You can begin with fabric knit using yarns dyed different colors to create a pattern design. Or you can take a fabric knit with all natural cotton yarns and piece dye to whatever effect you want. Or you can create a design by knitting with two colors, for instance, using natural and black yarns, and then overdye to a particular pastel or medium color requested by the customer. With this method, variations in different shades and color schemes can be easily produced. We mentioned that the fiber content of the yarns can be chosen to affect color. Because different fibers react differently to dye, there are variations you can intentionally produce. Fabric made up of different type fibers can be cross-dyed, so that each fiber becomes a different color. One dye is selected to color the cotton fiber. Another dye is selected to color a second type of fiber. The advantage to this approach? One fabric created from two different yarns can be kept in inventory and later be dyed to many different color effects. Another approach, union dye, refers to a technique used to dye two fibers the same color using two different dyes. Here, two different fibers were dyed the same shade to achieve the appearance of a solid-colored fabric, which takes advantage of the physical and aesthetic characteristics of each fiber. In addition to dyeing applications, yarns can be combined for special effects. You can introduce texture and interest by incorporating novelty yarns, such as boucle, textured yarns with nubs or slubs. The content of the yarn, the size of the yarn, and the appearance of the yarn all play a part in how the structure will look. The size of the yarns in the mix you've selected makes a big difference in what machines can be used to produce the fabric. Once all the decisions have been made about fabric construction, the content of fibers, and the colors, attention turns to the knitting machines available for use. Which machines have the capabilities needed to fulfill performance requirements?